You know, it's really difficult to make a sequel to a TV show, isn't it? Yeah, it is. And we've seen this before, especially with cartoons. It's really hard to do, like, the continuing adventures of such and such. And sometimes it works, but more often than not, it doesn't. And yeah, anime does this too, but sometimes their sequels also have problems too, but there are other times where it's really good. Hashtag Book of Circus. Anyway, so when they announced that, Robots in Disguise was going to be a new TV show that was going to be a sequel to, Transformers Prime, I was like, oh, okay, I'll give this a shot. I mean, yeah, people complained that, Transformers Prime was dark, but I was like, it wasn't dark enough, That had some really great moments in there, and I'm not trying to sound like Transformers Prime was superior, but yeah, Transformers Prime was superior. I'm not trying to sound like a Transformers fanboy here, but let's face it, Prime was amazing. But I wanted to give Robots in Disguise the benefit of the doubt, because it looked like, if anything else, it looked like it was going down the route of Transformers Animated, where it had fun elements, but it also had some it may have some dark stuff down the road, and for all intents and purposes, it may still have that. Having said that, though, I don't give this a lot of hope, and let me explain the major reason. It's not the TV show itself, although it doesn't help. Let me explain the major reason of why I don't see this going very far. A, it's on a totally different network from the hub. I don't know why they decided to put this show got to Cartoon Network instead of staying on Discovery Family. Someone told me that the main reason was because of licensing issues, that, obviously, the hub had, Hasbro had lost control over the hub network, and that's why it's Discovery TV now, but they already had the syndication stuff, so they put it on Cartoon Network. That may be the reason, but we don't know. None of us know for sure. At least I don't know for sure. And the other thing is that action shows, action-based TV shows go there to die. No, seriously. When's the last time you saw a proper action TV show? Outside of Steven Universe. Steven Universe, I think, gets a pass because it was geared to be a comedy show. But it has action in there and some great storytelling. So, thank God for that. Also, it's been announced that not only do they have Season 2, they're now in production of Season 3. Woo freaking who. This, I'm afraid, this may not even make it a season. It may get the full season, but that'll probably be it. And the reason being is, like I said, that's where Cartoon Network is a place where action TV shows go to die. And the reason being is because I don't know what the aversion is these days, because Steven Universe gets away with it because it was geared to be a comedy show. The action's kind of, at some points, in the background. In here also, did you guys see the announcement for it? I didn't even realize this show was coming out until I was like scrolling through my through my TV guide stuff. And I looked ahead on DirecTV. I was scrolling through. I was like, "Oh, it's coming on at that time." Okay, I didn't realize it. And then they started. They didn't even. At least I didn't even see any teasers for it on Cartoon Network until the day it was going to premiere, or the day. Yeah, it was the day before, and the day it was going to premiere. That was it. That was the only time I ever saw it on Cartoon Network. And yeah, and then I watched another teaser during this show. And it literally said, this show will be on at 6 in the morning. Really? 6 in the goddamn morning? No. So, yeah. I don't know, I've said it once, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys will agree with me that, Cartoon Network is where action shows go to die. Really. Now, did I like this show? Did I like it? Yes and no. I mean, it's not terrible. I've seen a lot worse Transformer TV shows. Hell, I've seen a lot worse shows in general. This is okay. This is just okay, but having said that, though, I do have some thoughts concerning one character, and you guys probably know who I'm talking about. So like I said, this is a sequel to Prime, and the story is that Bumblebee is a lieutenant in the Cybertron police force, which I guess after so many... Here's the thing. We don't know how long this has been since Cybertron was brought back to life after Optimus sacrificed himself to reactivate the Well of Allsparks. We don't know how long it's been in that time frame, even on Earth as well. But it looks like, yeah, Cybertron's back to normal, and Bumblebee's a beat cop, and we don't know where the hell RC, Bulkhead, Knockout, and Ratchet and Ultra Magnus are. No, really. They don't bring it up at all. Like, where's RC? Where's Bulkhead? Where's Knockout? Where's Ultra Magnus? Where's Ratchet? Where's Smokescreen? Where's anybody, really? And even the human... They don't even bring up the human characters when Bumblebee goes back to Earth after he receives visions from Optimus Prime. So he says, I gotta go alone. I can't get my old friends who knew Bumblebee, and I fought hard with them on Earth. I can't wait around for RC or Bulkhead because the show demands it. So we're introduced to this new group of Autobots. And when I say new, we get a new Autobot and we get 2 new Autobots, and 2 classic characters redesigned and reformatted. There's a fun word right there for a show about robots. Anyway, so the new characters are Sideswipe, which I'm okay with Sideswipe, this version of Sideswipe. It feels very G1. It feels very much like G1 Sideswipe, on the grounds that, Sideswipe was this cocky, very Daredevil-type character, and his brother, I really hope they bring up Sunstreaker as well. I really hope they bring up his twin brother Sunstreaker as well. Because I'd really like to see that, because they were very different, but the same. They're both little pranksters and whatnot. But I'm glad they're sticking with the G1 look. I mean, yeah, I missed the shoulder cannon, but oh well. So yeah, the personality of Sideswipe, I'm okay with it being this young Daredevil-type character. It's very much, like I said, reminiscent of his G1 form. Now, Strongarm. Strongarm's the new character. I'll talk about her real quick. She's very much like, what's his name, from Rescue Bots. She's very much like the character from, what's his name? It's not Prowl. He's the Prowl wannabe, but I don't, Chase, that's it, Chase. She's very much like Chase of the whole Authority. She's even a cop car. Well, a police truck, I guess you could say. And she's all about regulations and stating them and all that, so she's like the female Chase. She's not bad, I'm just saying she's the girl. It's the exact same character, but, a girl. And then we have, what I think his name is Fixit, or something. He's this little robot that skips all the time. He's a little Minicon. I was like, ah, cool, the Minicon! You're probably not going to be as awesome as the Minicons from Armada, are ya? Oh well. And then we come to Grimlock. Now, most of you guys know, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are fans of, Grimlock. Me Grimlock, me king. Sorry, that was a terrible Grimlock impression. But I'm pretty sure a lot of you will agree with me when I say, that's not Grimlock. Oh boy. Now, I really hate to be, I really hate to shit on, characters when they try to take a different design. But let me play the devil's advocate here by saying, we already had a Grimlock design in this universe. Remember, all the way back in Fall of Cybertron and all that, when all that was going on? When Grimlock was an Autobot along with the other... This is all supposed to be in continuity, remember. Transformers Prime and the Fall of Cybertron, well, the Cybertron games in general, are in continuity with Transformers Prime, and this is supposed to be in continuity with that, because Hasbro originally wanted one set canon universe. And I don't know what the hell's going on with Rescue Bots now, because Optimus is still there in a T-Rex, I guess. So it's kind of weird that not only is Grimlock a different design, and God, oof. That T-Rex design doesn't look too good. I mean, yeah, it's supposed to be a kid's show, but not feeling that look. I'm not like... I don't know, it just does not rock. It just doesn't roll with me. Honestly, it really doesn't roll with me. And, yeah, pun intended. And it's not because... And before I get to the voice actor, Kerry Payton's actually a really good voice actor, and I think he would have done a really good job with Grimlock. I think he would have, because he's done dark characters before, like, he did, obviously, Black Manta and Aqualad, and he's done a few other roles where he's gone a more darker, more baritone-type voice, and that would have really worked for Grimlock. I was actually like, Kerry Payton is Grimlock, I'd like to see that. But instead they have him basically be Teen Titans Go Cyborg. No, really, you watch this pilot and tell me this does not remind you of this version of Cyborg he played. He's playing in Teen Titans Go. Yeah. Oh boy. So we have that. So I'm not a big fan of what they've done with Grimlock, and that's really the biggest complaint. And it's not a terrible show. It's not a terrible show. I've seen worse Transformers show. Trust me. I've seen other Transformers shows. I was like, oh God, no. I mean, I would watch this over Beast Machines any day. Trust me, I would watch this over Beast Machines any day. And there's actually some good jokes from Bumblebee in here. The human characters are interesting, but I'm surprised Bumblebee wasn't like, oh yeah, maybe I should go look for for Agent Fowler and maybe hook up with Raph again. I was like, come on. This is what a problem with sequel shows, that they tend to forget, a lot. They sometimes forget where exactly what to remember and what to forget. Trust me, this did a lot of forgetting. Oy. And I hate to sound like I'm shitting on the show, because the real big thing is, again, I'm a Grimlock fan, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys out there are too. Grimlock was one of those Autobots, or Transformers in general, that made us go, Transformers are awesome! You look at this and go, ugh. Now, the whole story, and I've forgotten get into the whole story, is that really, it's kind of like, it actually reminds me of Power Rangers SPD. It really does feel like Power Rangers SPD, of the whole inmates are loose and they gotta go catch them and put them back into cells. It's that very Freak of the Week type story. So I think that's an interesting idea, but still, how long are you gonna keep that up until we get tired of it and need to get into other, Megatron in this supposedly is still in this universe, but now he's now given up his ways of violence after being possessed by Unicron. Yeah, Transformers Predacons Rising still has some major flaws to it. But having said all that, this is not a terrible show. Let me get this right out. Let me say this again. This is not a terrible show, but I don't see myself watching it on a daily basis, obviously because, 6 in the morning, I'm not going to be able to keep up with that, although I could record it, but still, it just doesn't feel like something I'm going to stick with for a long time. And again, this is on Cartoon Network, so don't expect it to get, beyond Season 3. I'll be surprised if it gets a Season 2. But yeah. Anyway, I'm going to have to give this, maybe 3 out of 5. Because there is the animation in here, the 3D animation coinciding with the beautiful, let me say that again, beautiful 2D animation is actually really good. I really do like the 2D animation in this show. The 3D animation's a little choppy at points. Yeah, it's very choppy. I was like, why not just go the Transformers animated route and just do everything 2D? It looks very choppy at some points, and it just doesn't mesh well. But on the other hand, there are points where it does look good. So maybe if I watch it, if I decide to keep up with this show, maybe it'll grow on me. But I don't know. But as of right now, I'm like, oh, this is a little too choppy for my taste. So all in all, not a terrible show, not the worst thing to come out of Transformers. But when it's on the heels of Transformers Prime, that show was amazing. And I don't want to. Well, I have to compare it because obviously this is the show, the follow-up sequel to that series. So I pretty much gotta, talk about it. So yeah. So you guys tell me, what did you guys think of this show, of Transformers Robots in Disguise pilot? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? And just comment below, let me know. And once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.